You've learned 3D. You've followed tutorials. You've built projects. So why is it still so hard to land a 3D job? It feels like you're doing everything right, but nothing is working. In this video, I'm going to break down the real reasons it's so hard to get hired in 3D. And more importantly, what you need to fix. Because one of these reasons is something almost everyone ignores, and it silently ruins your chances. Let's be honest, getting into 3D isn't just about learning software. You're not just competing with beginners. You're competing with experienced artists, freelancers, people with strong portfolios. So it's not enough to be good. You have to be clear, valuable, and hireable. And most people aren't. Not because they're not talented, but because they're making a few key mistakes. Let's break them down. Let me say this clearly. Being good at 3D is not enough to get hired. Yeah, because companies are not looking for someone who knows Blender. They're looking for someone who can solve a specific problem. Most beginners learn like this. Let me model something cool. Let me try this tutorial. Let me experiment with lighting. And there's nothing wrong with that. But the problem is, there's no clear purpose behind the work. So what kind of problems are companies actually paying for? This is where everything changes. Companies hire 3D artists for things like, we need a product ad that makes our item look premium. We need realistic visuals to sell this building. We need animations for marketing or social media. We need assets for a game. Notice something? It's always tied to a goal, not just make something cool. So if your portfolio shows random cool work, the client is thinking, this looks nice, but how does this help me? And if they don't see the connection, they move on. Now here's where most people get stuck. They understand this, but don't know how to fix it. Simple shift. Instead of asking, what should I create? Ask, what problem does this solve? Example, random approach. I made a cool 3D bottle render. Problem-focused approach. I created a product render designed to make a skincare brand look premium and attract customers. Same skill, completely different impact. Another example, I made a 3D room. I created a realistic interior render to help a real estate client showcase a property before it's built. Now it sounds like something a company would pay for. Big mistake to avoid. Don't just copy tutorials, post random renders, experiment without direction, because that builds skills, but not hireable skills. Every project in your portfolio should answer, who is this for? What does it help them achieve? If you can't answer that, it's just practice. So once your skills start solving real problems, you stop looking like a beginner and start looking like someone companies actually need. And now, let's talk about the next thing that might be holding you back. Most portfolios look like, I tried everything. So when a recruiter opens it, they don't understand what role you fit into, and confusion equals rejection. A clear portfolio says, this is exactly what I do, and that makes hiring you easier. Now here's something people don't like to hear, but it's the truth. A lot of people apply to 5 jobs, maybe 10, then stop. Meanwhile, someone else applies to 50, 100. Guess who gets hired faster? This is a numbers game. Rejections are normal. Silence is normal. You're not failing. You just haven't tried enough yet. But what if you're applying a lot and still not getting responses? Let's be real. Most 3D job applications look exactly the same. They sound like this. Hi, I'm a 3D artist. Here's my portfolio. And that's it. Think about it from the employer's side. They're getting 50, maybe 100 applications, all saying the same thing. So when they see yours, it doesn't stand out. It doesn't feel relevant. It's easy to ignore. So what actually makes an application strong? Because it's not about writing something long. It's about writing something specific. A strong application answers one question. Why should we choose you for this role? Not, look at my work, but here's why I fit what you need. Use this 3-part structure. 1. Start with them, not you. Hi, I'm a 3D artist. That is very bad. Better way. I saw you're looking for a 3D artist for product animations. This shows you actually read the job post. 2. Show relevant work, not everything. Don't dump your whole portfolio. Pick 1 to 2 projects that match the job. Example: I've worked on similar product animations, especially focusing on lighting and clean presentation. Now it feels targeted, intentional. 3. In with value. Instead of begging, offer something. Example: I'd be happy to create a quick concept or share ideas for your project. Now you're helpful, proactive, confident. Here's what a strong message could look like. Hi, I saw you're looking for a 3D artist for product visuals. I've created similar work focused on clean lighting and realistic materials. I think this style could work well for your brand. I'd be happy to share a quick concept if you're interested. Short, clear, relevant. Because now, you're not random. You're not generic. You're not forgettable. You feel like someone who understands a job. But here's where people still mess up. Even with a good message, sending the same message to everyone. Clients can tell, and it instantly lowers your chances. Slightly adjust your message for each job. You don't need to rewrite everything. Just tweak the opening line, the example you mention. That alone makes a huge difference. Your application is not just a message. It's your first impression. And in most cases, it's the reason you either get ignored or get a reply. So if you're not getting responses, don't just assume it's your skills. Fix your application first. Because in the next part, I'm going to show you something most people blame, but don't fully understand. Let's not sugarcoat it. Yes, the 3D industry is competitive. There are thousands of artists, tons of portfolios online, people from all over the world. So if it feels hard to stand out, that's normal. But here's the part most people get wrong. They think the problem is there are too many artists. That's not the real problem. The real problem, everyone looks the same. Most beginners follow the same path. Same tutorials, same projects, same lighting setups, same portfolio style. So when a recruiter looks at 50 portfolios, they all feel identical. And when everyone looks the same, nobody stands out. So how do some people still get hired quickly? What are they doing differently? How to actually stand out? 1. Specialize. This is huge. Instead of, I do 3D, say, I create high-end product animations. I design realistic interiors. Now you're not competing with everyone. You're competing in a smaller space. And that's easier to win. 2. Make real-world projects. Don't just follow tutorials and post the result. Instead, turn it into something that looks like a real job. Example: instead of a random bottle, make a skincare ad. Instead of a cube animation, make a brand-style motion ad. Now your work feels useful, not just creative. 3. Add context. Most people skip this. Under your work, explain what the project is, what it's for, what problem it solves. This makes you look like someone who understands business, not just software. But here's something even more important, because this is where most people give up. The mindset shift. You don't need to beat everyone. You just need to be better than the people applying for the same role as you. That's it. You're not competing with the top 1% of artists. You're competing with other beginners, other intermediates, and most of them are inconsistent, unfocused, unclear. So if you stay consistent, specialize, present your work well, you already move ahead of a lot of people. And once you understand this, the industry stops feeling impossible and starts feeling like a game you can actually win. Here's what works. 1. Learn skills tied to real jobs. 2. Build a clear, focused portfolio. 3. Apply consistently, a lot. 4. Customize your applications. 5. Stand out by specializing. Do this, and getting a 3D job stops feeling impossible and starts feeling predictable. If you want to turn your 3D skills into a real career, subscribe. Because on this channel, I don't just teach you how to create, I show you how to get hired and get paid. And next, you should watch how to build a 3D portfolio that gets you hired. Because that's where most people go wrong.